Welcome to this third lecture of cycloconverter. In this lecture we will learn about 3-phase to single-phase cycloconverters and 3-phase to 3-phase cycloconverters. So let's get started. First we will understand operation of 3-phase to single-phase cycloconverter with another topology. So here we are making use of two 3-phase half-wave control rectifier. So first 3-phase half-wave control rectifier is called as P converter and second 3-phase half-wave control rectifier is called as N converter. These two converters are connected in anti-parallel. Converter 1 will generate positive voltage and converter 2 will generate negative voltage. Our expectation is we want to generate AC signal from 3-phase AC. 3-phase AC has to be converted into single-phase AC. So we will operate converter 1 for producing positive half cycle of the expected output and converter 2 for producing negative half cycle of the expected output. If we assume output frequency as F0 and if we divide the time period of the output signal as T will be 1 by F0. So we will divide the output time period into two intervals 0 to 2 T by 2 where converter 1 will provide positive part of the output voltage and T by 2 to T where converter 2 will produce negative part of the output voltage. As you have learned this 3-phase controlled half-wave control rectifier in earlier power electronics course. So you know that it consists of 3 thyristors. First one is T. So thyristor T1 will be triggered when A phase is positive and at any angle you can trigger it 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree as per your voltage requirement. Similarly T2 will be triggered when B phase is positive and T3 will be triggered when C phase is positive. Similarly devices of converter 2 will be also triggered, like T1 dash will be triggered when A phase is T1 dash will be triggered when A phase is negative, T2 dash will be triggered when B phase is negative and T3 dash will be triggered when C phase is negative. Now let us understand this operation in detail. So to generate the AC waveform we need to get positive part and negative part. So we will do one thing, we will understand operation of first converter 1 to get positive output. Once we get that output, to understand operation of second converter is very simple. It will be the exact replica, means opposite polarity as compared to the previous one. So we will only understand operation of converter 1. Waveforms of this converters are actually not expected in the syllabus part, but still we will try to get the concept. So each thyristor here conducts for 120 degree. These thyristors are named as 1, 2, 3 P type converter or N type converter. They are also called as converter 1, converter 2. It may be noted that the thyristor 1, 2, 3 are connected to the phase ABC respectively in series with load. The ripple frequency is 150 Hz. Here half-wave control rectifier has ripple frequency of 3 times of Fs. Here we need only 6 devices. If we compare the number of devices which are required in this half-wave control based 2 converters compared to the 2 full bridge converters, which we learned earlier, it was taking 12 devices, 6 in converter 1, 6 in converter 2. So together we needed 12 converters for converting 3-phase AC to single-phase AC. But in this configuration we need only 3 plus 3, that is 6 devices. So when we use 6 devices, the circuit becomes simple, cost gets reduced and overall control becomes more easy. So that's why this kind of control can be used when cost requirement are lower. So let us understand the operation of converter 1. So here you can see T1, T2 and T3 are connected here. So T1 will be forward bias when A phase is positive, T2 is forward bias when B phase is positive. Now T3 is forward bias when C phase is positive. So when at any point of time only one device you can trigger. So assume that we are triggering T1 at angle alpha. So T2 will be triggered at some angle alpha when B phase is positive, and T3 will be triggered at angle alpha when C phase is positive from their crossover. And when any phase is positive, it is connecting a phase voltage to the load. When T1 is on, VAN is connected to the load. When T2 is on, VBN is connected to the load, and when T3 is on, VCN is connected to the load. That means we will have 3 pulses in the output when T1, T2 and T3 are conducting. After that, same sequence will get repeated. So when input is completing one cycle, output has 3 pulses in the output. That's why we say that ripple frequency of this is 3 times of Fs. So here you can understand the operation. We are assuming that load is a highly inductive load. So 3 phases are drawn here, A phase, B phase and C phase. They are 120 degree phase shifted from each other. So first device is triggered at pi by 3 plus alpha. So T1 is triggered, and we assume that alpha is 60 degree here. So T1 will be triggered till T2 is triggered. So here T1 is conducting. So when T1 is conducting, VAN will appear across the load, and T1 will conduct till T2 is triggered. So you get first pulse when T1 from T1, second pulse from T2 and third pulse from T3. So when input has completed one cycle, output has 3 pulses in the output. You can recall the power electronics course to understand this thing in more detail. I would recommend you to understand this. So here we have generated 3 pulses. Now our idea is this first converter was operated to generate positive part. So positive part was generated till T by through using 3 pulses, and now after that we expect negative pulse. So we have to turn on second converter, so that can produce negative gate pulse. So the operation of this will be similar. This circuitry is also same, except the waveforms will be opposite. So if you combine these 2 waveforms together, for first part you will get positive pulses, and for remaining T by 2 to T you will get negative pulses. By combining this, one will see that output has positive part for 0 to T by 2 time and negative part for T by 2 to T. So the entire time period of output signal will be T, and thus output frequency will be 1 by T. So this is how we can control the frequency. So depending on your requirement, you can adjust the T, and you can turn on T1, T2, T3 as per your frequency demand. Now let us understand operation of 3-phase to 3-phase cyclo converter. So in this converter we will be making use of three phase to single phase cyclo converter. Here you can see we are just using previous circuit. So first converter 1 is used, which has 3 devices here of P converter and N converter. Second, we are using one more configuration with P converter, N converter, and after that third more converter which has P converter and N converter. Their outputs are connected to phase A, phase B and phase C. Here our load is 3-phase motor or 3-phase any load, R load or RL load. Now each phase A will have positive part and negative part. Similarly, phase B will also have positive part and negative part, and phase C will also have positive part and negative part. Positive part of any phase will be generated by P converter, and negative part will be generated by N converter. So each phase will have positive part and negative part from either P converter or N converter. Operation of all these 3 converters of P or N converter of individual converter 1, converter 2 and converter 3 are same. Only the thing is, as we have to keep the phase shift of 120 degree between phase A and phase B, we have to keep a control over firing angle. So here firing the devices of converter 2 for getting phase B will be done at 120 degree phase shift. Similarly, to keep phase shift between phase C and phase B as 120 degree, you have to trigger devices of third converter after 120 degree. So by combining three phase to single phase full converters, and by keeping firing angle so that 120 degree phase shift can be maintained using proper control card design, one can have 3 phase to 3 phase cyclo converter. Now 3 phase to 3 phase cyclo converters are mainly used for induction motor drive application. So here we will be taking, let's say, 3 phase motor. If our 3 phase motor is working with 415 volt and 50 hertz supply, and on input we have taken 415 volt and 50 hertz signal. In order to control the speed of 3 phase motor, we will come across varying frequency of the output, but input has 50 hertz fixed frequency. So in order to vary the frequency, you have to control the frequency of each phase A, phase B and phase C. So once you are able to vary the frequency of each phase, you will see you can change the frequency of stator side of the induction motor, and if you change the frequency, you will see the speed variation of 3 phase motors. So these kind of converter topologies are used for speed control of induction motor. So 3 phase to 3 phase cycloconverters find their application in 3 phase induction motor drive. For more detail, you can refer to the power electronics course earlier, where first you need to understand control circuit topologies for control rectifier. Then you can understand 3 phase full converter, 3 phase half wave control rectifier. Now once you connect them in parallel and with this topology as per your requirement, and by keeping proper firing angle, one can generate any frequency for any kind of load, either single phase or 3 phase. So in this lecture we have learned about 3 phase to single phase cyclo converter and 3 phase to 3 phase cyclo converter. Thank you.